Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. B. Selvapriya, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology. Today we are going to see about intelligent agent. The topic that we are going to deal is about agent and environment. So the outline of today's session is agent and environment, examples of agent, what is an environment, phases of AI agent, then we will move on to example of AI agent and environment. Next is about intelligent agent structure, next is about how does AI agent works, and next is about rationality and environment types. So we will see first one is about AI. So if you see about AI is the way by which the machine interact with the system. So next, if you see about the intelligent agent is one which perceives the input from the environment and the action is done by means of actuators. So next if you see about, so there are many real world applications where intelligent agent is being used. One such application is the day-to-day application that we use are Siri and Alexa. So where we can use it for autonomous vehicle, and it is also used in smart home protections. So next we will see what is an agent. An agent is a software program which interact with the environment, which collects the data. Basis on the collection of the data, it uses the data to perform, and finally the goal is being achieved. Once the goal is being achieved on the basis of the non-determinist task. So next we will see some examples of intelligent agent. If you see some example of intelligent agents, popular AI agents are AutoGPT, next is Glippy, next is DemoGPT. If you see about AutoGPT, this AutoGPT is mainly focused on autonomous system, and with a minimal input the task can be performed. So next we see about Glippy. So this is mainly used for planning, decoding and debugging. So next we see about DemoGPT. So this is mainly used to provide preview of the particular software. So this is about AI agents. So this is the way by which an AI agent interact with an environment. If we see about the outline of this diagrammatic representation, so this consists of an agent, this consists of an environment, and the next thing is about abilities, goals, prior knowledge, observation and past experiences. So we'll see one by one. So first this figure says about the input and output of an agent. So next we see about the input and output of the agent. So an agent, it consists of a prior knowledge. So if you see about the prior knowledge is one which says about the previous thing that exists in your AI agent. So next if you see about the history of interaction, so that is history of the interaction. So this says about the observation that has been done from the past environment. So next we see about the past experiences. So that is obtained from the action and observation that is taken from the AI agent. So next if we see of the goal is nothing but the final thing that is obtained by our AI agent. So next, ability is nothing but it says about the action that is being performed. So next we will see about agent and environment. First we'll see the definition of what is an agent, then we'll move on to what is an environment. First if we see about an agent is anything which can be viewed as perceiving its environment by means of sensors, and it can be act by means of an actuators. So if you want to say an agent is one where we get an input from means of a sensors, and it can be acted by means of an actuators. So next if we see about the percept, if you see about the percept in the sense, percept is nothing but it says about the inputs that you obtain from a particular point of time. So that is called as percept. And next if you see about the percept sequence, the percept sequence is one which says about the complete history that the agent has been perceived so far. So next if we see about this agent behavior, the agent behavior says about the agent function. So this agent function maps to the sequence of action that is taking place in your system. So next, finally if you see about this agent program, the agent program can be implemented by means of this agent function. So this is a sequence that is taking place. If you see about the sequence that is taking place in agent and environment, first we saw what is the definition of agent. If you see about the definition of an agent is one which perceives its environment by means of sensors, and it can act by means of an actuators. So next we saw what is a percept. Percept is nothing but a perceptual input that we obtain, and next is nothing but a percept sequence. Percept sequence is nothing but the complete history of the agent that has been done. So next if you see about the agent function is nothing but it says about the behavior of a particular agent. And finally if you see about the agent program, all these things are implemented by means of this agent program. So next we will see the diagrammatic representation of agent. So this is an artificial intelligence. So if this is an outline. So when you're designing an AI agent, so next it moves on to the agent program. So that agent program is implemented by means of an agent function. So next the input is obtained or perceived by means of an environment. So that is by means of a sensors. Once it is obtained from the means of a sensors, then it is mapped. So once it is mapped, finally it moves on to the action that is being obtained. So next we will see the advantages of agents in artificial intelligence. If you see about the advantages of the artificial intelligence, or in other words we can say key benefits of intelligent agent. If you see about the key benefits of intelligent agents, the efficiency of your agent can be improved. In the sense, the time can be reduced and the minimal errors can be done. So next if you see about this improved collaboration, so if there are multi-agents, so collaboration of multi-agent by which your time can be saved. And next, flexibility. So if you see about this flexibility, so if our system is a larger one, so by implementing this AI agent system, so this mode of flexibility plays a major role. So these are the advantages of using AI agents. To summarize, we can say the advantages of using AI agent: increased efficiency can be improved, increased learning agent, speed is increased, better decision making, personalization, and 24/7 availability. So these are the advantages of using AI agent. So next we will see a structure of an AI agent. Already I told AI agent is one which perceives its input from the means of a sensors, and it can receive its action by means of the actuators. So next if you see this first diagram says first block says about the sensor, next the input is perceived. Okay, that is called as a percept, and next the agent program. Once the agent program has been executed, so this is nothing but a software that you're going to do, and next it returns to the action, and finally the action is being done by the means of the actuators. So this is a structure of an agent program. So next we will see about the example of agents. So if you see about some examples of agent, so one is robotic vacuum cleaner, so next is self-driving car, next is virtual assistant. So if you see about some example of an agent, first is a robotic vacuum cleaner that we are using in everyday life. So suppose if we are cleaning a floor, so if there is any obstacles that is being faced in a current path, what happens? It navigates its surrounding and it moves to the next direction. So next if you see about self-driving cars, depending upon the road condition, traffic conditions, and it moves on in the road, ensuring that driving is done in a efficient way, it's a safety manner. So next if you see about the virtual assistants that we are using everyday life, that is Alexa and Siri. So it performs some reminder or it controls smart devices. So next if you see all these things, so I told an agent is one which perceives, okay, so it perceives, next it decides, it acts. So this is about the example of agents. So next we will see what is an environment. So if you see what is an environment is one. In simple words, if you want to say an environment is one, it's nothing but a surrounding. This surrounding is called as an environment, the place we stand, okay, so that is called as an environment. So environment is one in which the agent perceives and reacts it. So if the agent is there, it receives the input and it reacts by means of the environment. So obviously we cannot say an environment should be a static one, it can vary. So obviously an environment can be a static one, it can be a dynamic one, it can be a simple, it can be a complex one, and obviously it is fully observable or partially observable depending upon the situation that is taking place. So next we will see what are the examples of environment. Suppose in a maze game, we are going to obtain a goal. So that is an example of an environment. So next, the game world. So usually player interacts with the virtual world. So that is an environment. So next, real world scenarios. So traffic condition, predicting weather, everything is done by means of this agent. Okay, all these factors depends upon the environment where the particular agent works. So this is a diagrammatic representation of an agent and environment. I told already an agent is one which perceives input from the means of a sensors, and the action is being performed by means of the actuators. Agent, there are many types of agents. So one is human agent, that is one is human agent, next is robot, and next is softboard. Softboard is nothing but software agents. So next if you see about the agent function, so the agent function maps from the perceived history to action. So this is represented by means of a formula. This is your agent function, so that is represented by F. Agent function is represented by F, and this P is nothing but the perceived histories, and this perceived history maps to the action. So next if we see about, so this is the agent program where the physical and architecture works. So that is called as an agent program. So next we will see about the phases of AI. So if we see about the phases of AI, each and every agent should undergo 3 phases. So first it should perceive, that is nothing but perception. So next it should think, next it should act. So these are the 3 phases that each and every AI agent should undergo. So I repeat once again, if you see about this AI agent and environment, there are 3 phases of AI agent. Usually each and every agent undergoes 3 phases. The first one, perception. So it's nothing but it perceives. Next it should think, and next it should act. So next we will see the key components of AI agent. If we see about the key components of an AI agent consists of sensors, an AI agent consists of actuators, an AI agent consists of effectors. So if you see about the sensor, a sensor is one which gets the input from the environment. So once the input has been obtained from the environment, so then it decides what action should be performed. Once the action has been performed, finally the decision is being done, which task should be done. So next if you see about the sensor in one word if you want to say, sensor is one which we get the input from the environment. So to get the input from the environment we use sensors. One example of sensors, there are many sensors that is being available. One is temperature sensor, humidity sensor and speed sensor. So next if you see about actuators, actuator is the one which mainly converts energy into motion. One example of actuator is motors or gears. So everything falls under the category of actuators. So next if we see about effector, effector is the one from which the output or response of an agent can be obtained by means of effectors. For example, robotic arms falls under the category of effectors. So we can say if AI agent is one which consists of sensors, actuators and effectors. So the thinking, that is the perception, is done by means of sensors. The decision making, think, that is done by means of actuators. So finally the act is being done. So this is sensors, actuators and effectors. So I told already, sensor is one which we collect the input from the environment. The input from the environment is being obtained and action is being performed. So next if we see about the actuator is the one which converts one action into another. So this is the actuator. So the actuator is the one which is mainly used to perform some particular action. So next if we see some real world example for agent and environment. So if we see about example of agent and environment, suppose if we are having a robo. So robo, the place where a robo exists is nothing but agent. In this example, agent is a robo and next environment is nothing but the place where it exists. So usually robot exists in a room. So next if we take a chatbot, the environment is chatting. So next the agent is vehicle, the environment is road. So next program, so obviously if you are using a programming program, it consists of set of data and rules. So that is the environment of this program. So next if you see about the mission, so this mission says about the agent is a mission and finally the environment is the working field. So this is a simple example. In this figure, we can see a robo is cleaning a floor. So obviously I told it consists of a sensors, it consists of actuator, it consists of effector and finally the input is perceived from the means of a sensors and the action is done by means of the actuators. So this is a simple example of an working AI agent. So next we will see about the 4 rules that should be followed for an AI agent. Rule number 1 is an AI agent should perceive its environment. So next a decision should be done on the basis of the observation. So next, once a decision has been taken, an action should be performed. Once the action has been performed, that AI agent should react to a particular environment. That should be a reasonable one. So these are the 4 rules that should be followed by an AI agent. So next we will see about the structure of intelligent agent. If we see about the structure of intelligent agent, an intelligent agent is one, it can be represented by means of a simple formula. So if you see about this intelligent agent, in simple words, it is represented by a formula. Usually we will say it as 3 A's. So that is nothing but agent is equal to architecture plus agent program. So the formula for intelligent agent is agent is equal to architecture plus agent program. That agent program includes agent function also. So next we will see what is an architecture. Architecture is the one which consists of sensors and actuators. Example, cameras or computer, everything falls under the category of architecture. So next if you see about the agent function, so that the agent function, already we saw about F which leads to P star to A. So that is the mathematical notation of your agent function. So this we usually will say it as F which percepts histories to action. Next, if you see about this agent program, so this agent program is one where execution of the architecture is taking place by means of this agent program. So the formula to calculate the intelligent agent is equal to architecture plus agent program. So this is the structure of an agent. I told agent is equal to architecture plus agent program. So this is the architecture, so this is the agent function, and this is the agent program. So next, so this is a simple example of an AI agent. So there are two locations A and B. It's clearly visible. So these small dots are called as dirt. Suppose if there is any dirt, so 3 moves is being done by the vacuum cleaner. Either it moves towards the left, it moves towards the right, or no operation is being performed. So percept is nothing but location and contents. Example here, A comma dirty. So the operations are either the vacuum cleaner moves towards the left, it moves towards the right, or no operation is being performed. So if you see about the tabulation of your vacuum cleaner agent, so these are the sequence that is taking place in your agent. So suppose obviously the surrounding A can be clean. Next, if it is clean, it moves to the right side. So next, if it is dirty, the dirt is being sucked. So next, if it is clean, it moves to the left side. Next, if B is dirty, it sucks it. So obviously the process moves on. This is the real world agent. So one such example that I have taken today is vacuum cleaner agent. So this is the way by which an AI agent works. An AI agent works on the basis of P's model. So usually we will say it as P stands for performance measure, E stands for environment, A stands for actuators, and S stands for sensors. These are the representation where AI agent works. So that representation is called as P's representation. So P stands for performance measure, E stands for environment, A stands for actuators, and S stands for sensors. So this is a framework. So this is mainly used for the description of our AI agent. This is what we have seen already. So P performance measure says about the success of an AI agent. So environment is nothing but the place where a particular agent exists. So next, actuator is nothing but how it acts to a particular environment by means of a motor. So next, sensor is nothing but where the input is being perceived. So example, cameras. So next we will see a real-time example of an AI agent. So if you see about this real-time example, the real-time example I have taken today is smart parking system that is implemented in malls. So usually when we are parking a car, we will see sensors. So the color will be either in red or in green. Suppose if it is red, it means the space, parking lot is being occupied. If it is green, the parking lot is available. So this is about the smart parking system that is present in a mall. So for this, we are going to calculate the P's representation. Performance measure is nothing but it says about the searching time, the energy efficiency, and environment is nothing but place. Usually parking slot or cars, light, everything falls under the category of environment. Next, actuator is nothing but the thing which act to a particular thing. So obviously LED. So depending upon the LED, whether it's red or green, depending upon the parking system, we can check whether it is empty or available. So next, sensor. So they are I told already they are sensors that has been available in the market: ultrasonic sensor, infrared sensor, and cameras. So next we'll see the examples of agent. If you see about the example of agents, there are 3 types of agent. One is human agent, next is software agent, and third one is robotic agent. If you see about the human agent, so human agent, we perceive the input by means of eyes, ears, all hands. So these are the examples of human agent. So if you see about an agent, so there are 3 types of agent: human agent, software agent, and robotic agent. So if you see about the human agent, so the input is perceived, so that it can be, we can see a particular environment by means of eyes. So you can hear it. So these are the types of by means of a sensors. Then actuator is nothing but hands and legs falls under the category of the actuators. We act, we walk, we eat. So these are the example of an agent. So next, if we see about a software agent is nothing but a softboard that we use. This softboard is nothing but software agent. It says about the, suppose a monitor, display of your monitor and output that is displayed on the screen. Suppose you are pressing an input, everything falls under the category of the software agent. So next, if you see about a robotic agent, an agent can be a robot also. Suppose robotic arm, limbs, everything falls under the category of AI agent. So next we'll see the terminologies that is being used in AI agent. If you see about the terminologies that is being used, we saw about the performance measure. Performance measure says about how successful an AI agent is. So next we saw behavior of an agent. Behavior of agent is nothing but it says about the action of the agent that is going to take place. So next if you see about the percept, percept is nothing but the input that is obtained by an AI agent. So next if you see about sequence, it says about the history of an AI agent has been obtained so far. So this is about the agent function. The agent function is one which maps the percept sequence to an action. So this is about the agent that we have seen so far. So this topic is about agent and environment. So next video is about environment and its types.